where's the entrance? I think this might be the entrance here.
You been here before?
No, I haven't. Hi, I'm Mary Petru. I'm the polling place manager. Okay, so this is it. Okay, sorry, no, that's right.
This is an outside light. These are the fans that come in and out of the place.
Is there a telephone for me to use? And do I need to dial 0 or anything, or just pick it up and it's... Just let me see, what else have I got on my list? Phone codes. In the famous words of Benjamin Franklin, by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. So here I go with my little checklist. I've got the facilities, I know where the tables and chairs are. Fantastic. A lot of it comes from the manual, and a lot of it is experience as well. I've been a polling place manager for years. Now, just looking at this, I've got to think of voter flow. I'll step it out. I've arrived, walk over to the papers. Things that you're trying to avoid is chaos. I'll take my ballot paper, I'll go over and vote. If you have people crisscrossing over, things overlap, mistakes can be made. There'll be a ballot box guard here. I'll put my 2 papers in and then I'll go. Flow will in actual fact be that way. The simpler you can keep it, the better it is. The ordinaries and the decks are separate. I'm going to go to the screens. The important thing is for the decks to be self-contained, hand them back here, and all the ballot papers remain within that section, as opposed to getting lost and then votes not being counted, being informal. Saturday is really predetermined by what you do in your lead-up, what you do in your organisation, because when you walk in that door, it starts. The pressure's on. I'm feeling absolutely ready. Actually, I can't wait.
Excuse me, have you got 5 seconds? I just want to ask you a question.
I've always voted, and I think it's absolutely a part of a democratic society.
I've got to admit, I do go because I have to go.
Because you're determining your future and everybody else's.
Don't you have to? Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I always vote. I think it's important.
Yeah, yes, it's very important. Yeah. If you're in a democracy, that's your one fundamental right to choose, to choose who leads you.
So yeah, I'll be there.
I would like to see everybody vote. Everybody that can vote, vote.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Alex. My name is Mary Petru and I'm the polling place manager. Hello, may I speak with Tyler, please?
Yes.
Oh, hello, Pat. Pat, it's Mary Petru here. At this stage, I am ringing around to my staff. They're the people that are going to make it happen, one way or the other. They're either going to make it or break it. I know that this is such late notice. You've just been called in today because one of our other issuing officers has become ill. Is this the first election you've worked at, or have you worked at others before?
I've previously worked at a referendum.
No, this is my first one.
Your first time. It's quite a long day. So what you'll need to bring is lots of food, because you'll need to have lunch and dinner. You're not allowed to leave the premises. Once you're there, you're not allowed to leave. So things that I really want you to look at are the 3 questions and what sits around the 3 questions, why we need to ask them, and the fact that it's a legal requirement and it's important. And also how to actually mark off the role. There's a lot to assimilate, there's a lot to learn, and for a first-timer, it can be daunting. Have you read your manual?
Not yet, but I just got it this afternoon.
You've only got it this afternoon. Well, I don't know why Chris only received his manual today. They were posted out a little bit earlier. You have to read the manual because, once it starts on Saturday, then it's really full on. You can't afford to really just ignore things like that, because there'll be mistakes made and it won't be the electors' fault, it'll be our fault. And I don't want that to happen. I want everybody's vote to count. My 2 deck officers, they're very experienced. The other 3 are young, they're keen. They'll pick it up, and I'm confident. It'll be a young team, it'll be great. Now this area is my Saturday morning area. The rest comes with me today. I'm filling in as much of my polling place PP44 as I can. There are lots of names and you have to manually put those in. Look at your ballot paper and record those. Not Saturday night, it'll be bedlam. Anything that you can do on the day before or the week before, do it.
So I'm just checking everything off in the boxes that go to the declaration officers to make sure they've got everything. If we're short, we can just let the returning officer know.
In my box of goodies, I also have the cards for the count at the end of the night. Again, these need to be filled in the day before. If you could start from developing party, this level of preparation will start paying off straight from the beginning because I'll go there feeling very confident. All right, Alex.
Yep,
so
I've done all of these.
All that's left for me tomorrow to take are my ballot papers, my computer and my rolls and my lunch. Mustn't forget my lunch. Oh, this is where I get very excited. It's starting to happen. Are you ready? Let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
That's a good start. I can't take the key out. Ordinary issuing officers down there. Decks up that way. Ah, see, my little trusty blade comes in handy. Tricks of the trade. It's all about being prepared. It's the famous pizza box.
Let's see how well I remember it all.
No pressure.
So they push in. Yeah.
Well, they're not bad. Yeah, bring it back to that. This is going to be my desk for the day. I've got a bit of a view as to what's happening outside. I've got a clear vision of my ordinary issuing. I've got clear vision of my deck issuing. Clear vision of the ballot box. One person. Oh, hi Louise, thanks for ringing back. We're 3/4 of the way through. Now I've already written out my seals in the PP44, so I'm just going to put that in there. Not allowed to seal it up till tomorrow morning before 8 o'clock, where I have to have a scrutineer witness it. We've been here nearly 2 hours, and I think that there's still maybe about half an hour of work left. This is for hearing impaired and visually impaired. We actually have a screen enhancer. There's also triangular pencil grips for people who have fine motor coordination problems. Yep. The security of the papers is important, that no one get into the area behind the issuing officers, because that's where papers will be. Before I leave, I do like to do a last walkthrough to make sure everything's okay. From here to here, I will papers done. I feel very confident about tomorrow. Very confident. How about you, Alex?
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Good, good. That's good.
It'll work out fine.
It will work out fine.
What would you expect to see when you go into a polling place?
It looks well organised. All organised.
Clear directions.
You just get there, do what you have to do, and then you leave.
Quick, fast,
yeah.
In and out straight away.
That's your computer, so if you want to put that on your desk.
Okay. First time I've seen this computer. Never used one before. For elections.
Hello. If you just fill that in there, and I will witness it for you, and that will be your letter of acceptance. Hi, Tyler. Tyler, have you got your letter of confirmation, please? Oh, hello, Phil. Good morning.
Takes a little bit longer to issue a declaration vote. The computer helps obviously with that, but if the computer was to go down, we've got the old manual system.
I've got to check that we've got the right amount of ballot papers, because it works like a till.
What way?
What we get in and what we give out, at the end of the day, it's got to balance.
Yeah, a bit nervy, but yeah, should be all right. Yeah.
You always get the jitters. This is my first time. Grab my manual, hopefully it will go well.
The boys were supposed to arrive at 7 o'clock to put all this outside. It's 7:10, they still haven't arrived, so I'm doing it. That's why you don't have time to count your ballot papers and to do other things. Boy, I was a bit worried. 7:10. I've got some extra string because I think you might need it, and there's your... thanks a lot, boys. All right, boys, what I'll do is I'll start a bit of training now. Today's mantra, I really want to be, we value the right to vote and every vote should count. We're going to try and give everybody a vote. We're not going to turn anybody away. We're not going to say go to the next polling place. I want you to enjoy the day, but it is serious at the same time. We're going to elect a government. You need to be vigilant, particularly of your ballot papers. Absolute maximum security for ballot papers. You 5 will be rotated through positions, so you'll all get a go at this, you'll all get a go at ballot box, and you'll all get a go at queue controller. I know it's your first time. If there's a problem, just ask me. I'm here to support you, okay? You must ask the 3 questions. It's a legal requirement. There could be problems if you do not ask those 3 questions. You've read your manual, you know that. This is just a recap. You mark the roll between the 2 little arrowheads. You've been allocated 100. Your bundle is your bundle because your bundle has to balance with your book. Queue controller, families or partners or whatever, to 1 table would be great. Ballot box guards, don't let them walk out with ballot papers. Make sure that they've put something in the box. We've still got 20 minutes. We're still well ahead of time, so you need to sort out your tables. Other than that, we're set to go. Okay, just open that up. The scrutineer's role is very important. It's a role of observation. The ballot box is totally empty. Yep. There are legalities that have to be followed. 5 and 0. Totally empty? Yep. 05. Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. Where are my scrutineers? Okay, we can open it up. It's 8 o'clock. Hello. How are you? Hello. Hello. We'll just come around this way. That's right, Sam. You need to stop them here. I see. Yeah. So you need to stop them.
Have you cast an early vote or have you voted previously today?
I'm told to come to the absent voting.
At the moment, I'm just checking to make sure that the 3 questions are being asked.
Have you cast an early vote or have you voted previously today for selection? No. What's your full name?
You and Street Woodlands.
Right.
Run down the line and just see if there's any elderly people that might need to come through on Zimmer frames or something. Are you 2 together? Yep. Yes? If you'd like to go to the young lady. I actually have to do a check at 8:30, so in my PP44, I need to make sure that I have a look at them at 8:30, at 11, at 1 and at 4, just to make sure that they're still doing the right things. I've had to speak with Michael a couple of times to say to make sure to keep the queue going. So I'm keeping an eye on them. Keeping an eye on them. And they're all doing quite well.
So if you just go to a vacant voting booth and then read the instructions.
So have you cast an early vote for selection or have you already?
Excuse me. This is what it's like. Lots of people going through, lots of people going out. Organised chaos, not disorganised.
Just get notification back from the
We seem to be having a rush on the deck votes, so I'm just going to go up there and see if there's anything that I can do to help alleviate.
Early vote for this election or already voted today?
That's what you say, your absentee votes. There's nothing I can really do. Are you comfortable standing, or you can sit if you wish to sit?
Like a cup of tea.
A cup of tea. Because there's only one computer, there's not much we can do about that. All I can do is a bit of PR work. Is he cheeky? Oh, right. The queue is diminishing, so hopefully there won't be too many more absentee voters. They're doing a good job down the other end.
There's your ballot paper.
Yeah, we had a very busy start there, but we managed to clear the backlog and things are running really well. The biggest issue is we had some person that come in that wasn't eligible. They weren't an Australian citizen, so that's why they weren't on the roll.
Everyone's been pretty polite so far, but it's probably because it's, I don't know, in the early morning, so you get all the much nice older people. It's easy to follow, the steps are really straightforward, and it's gone well.
Some people want to talk, some people don't want to talk. The Easy Vote cards are really great. It speeds you up instantly because you'll be able to make the reference with the page number.
Good. Now you can go home and have that cup of tea.
Okay,
thank you. I'm just a little bit concerned about that chap in the wheelchair. I can't see any ballot paper, so I'm just going to go and... Excuse me, sir. Were you right with you casting your vote?
Yeah. I wrote it out and pushed it down the back of that little letterbox.
You can pop them in the right one. We want your vote to count.
Yep.
So let's have a look. Straight through there? No. There we go. Now what we'll do is we'll take them back out there and we'll put them into the ballot box. Right here. You've got to be vigilant. That's what I'm saying, you know, and that's the bit I love about this job, is the bit of being able to help. There's a person who is a satisfied customer. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you.
Have you casted earlier, maybe?
In about half an hour, I'll do a rotation with these people here to give those boys a go on here. But I'll only rotate one because they're both inexperienced and I need to keep my eye on them.
She definitely wants everything done the right way, but she's not scaring us into doing our job. She's just telling us what to do, and if we have any problems we can just tell her and she can just sort it out straight away pretty much, so it's all good.
We've got a little bit of a lull now, so now I'm going to go to my desk and just have a look at anything that needs to be done there. The checklists are fantastic. And yes. What it means is you're keeping on top of the day rather than realising 2 hours into an error that an error is being made. This prompts you to just mentally say, oh yes, I've got to go back and monitor that again. Just need to go and check the party workers to make sure that they're still observing the rules out there.
What was the turning point for you to sort of look at being involved?
Look, my parents came from a country that was not very democratic.
We've only had the vote back 63, so...
I know, I was on the polling booths then,
that's right.
when they had the referendum.
57, we're taken off the flora and fauna. Classed as people.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Lucky. Gosh. I just wanted to be there for my kids and grandkids. I want the freedom to be there.
There's a booth behind you if you just like to follow the instructions. Enjoying it so far. Been fueled up with food and everything else and watered. I grew up with parents who were voting. We learnt from a very young age to be very political. Wasn't because we're Aboriginal or anything, it's just that we were Australians and we needed to vote.
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. Do I have to stand?
Is it been busy? I just come around during the day, check on all the polling places. I try and get here a couple of times.
It is busy, you have your moments. Yeah.
So you haven't used the computer before in previous elections, so you found it much easier than the manual? I'm seeing a very calm, efficient polling place. Mary just told me that it's been very busy during the day or the morning, but it looks very well organised and well run, and I'm not seeing any issues at all, which is great. Fine with ballot papers, aren't you?
We're expected to take 1,500. It's
past
sort
the
of
busiest
past
time.
the afternoon, past the absolute rush. I mean, there'll be a mini rush.
The easiest mistake would be not being prepared by thinking that they know the job, they've done it before, and they can cut corners, because you can't cut corners at all. That's where mistakes happen.
My mother, she's not able to get out of the car.
Not a problem. Hello. How are you? I'm very well, and how are you? Very well. Have you had an early vote or voted anywhere in the election today? Right. I will check you off the rolls and to make sure you're on the roll, and then I'll get the ballot papers and bring them out to you.
That's fine.
Thank you. One moment. Obviously the lady can't come out of the car. It would be physically too hard for her. So any way that we can accommodate a person getting a vote, because that is part of our mantra for today. In the afternoon sun there, Mrs Davies. It is nice, isn't it? Would you please fold them? Yes. And then we will... Not a problem, thank you. And we'll just stand. It is a private vote, so we're not allowed to look to see what Mrs Davies is writing on her paper. Okay. Sam, as scrutineer, is making sure that the process is being followed. Okay?
In order. Very good.
Now, I think Sue's the only one that hasn't had a break, so I'll go and check Sue.
It's a full-on day. Well, when this day is full-on, you know you need to be ready for a good 12-hour shift, if not longer. I just like numbers. That's it. I love it. Wouldn't do it if I didn't like it.
Grab it in. We've only got 2 hours to go. I'm going to start thinking about the count now. I know the count is hours away, but unless I prepare hours ahead, it'll be here very quickly. I could have a catastrophe in the next 2 hours, then suddenly it won't be 2 hours away, it'll be right on top of me. So while there's no catastrophe happening, I've got to start planning.
Have you cast an early vote for selection already voted today?
I'm doing the staff assessment at the moment, and that goes through to the commission. Tyler was one that I thought would be quite timid. It didn't present with a lot of confidence over the phone, but she's a little pocket rocket. And I would certainly be more than happy to have her on my staff next time.
And then read the instructions, fill them out, and then paste them. Definitely read the manual because it's very helpful and it's simple to read and everything's in there. And if you need help, if you're unsure about something, ask questions because everyone around you is here to help and we're all in the same boat.
Pat, I'll get you to close your bookwork off and to balance and bring everything up to me. 50 unused of each, is there?
25, 25, 25.
One issuing point balanced off, and I've entered those figures. Chris, it doesn't look as if we're going to get a big rush. Do you want to balance your books as well? But we'll keep yours open, Michael, till it's finished. It's 1 minute to go. Come on, guys, let's go. Had a pretty good day, I think. I'm happy, just as long as the paper's balanced at the end of the night.
Hi, can I come in and vote?
Hello. Yes, of course you may come in and vote. There's still enough time to vote. As long as the elector is inside the building and is in line at 6 o'clock.
Do I put them in the ballot box?
I'll just get the scrutineers to come out. Okay, 6 o'clock, we're closing the doors. But this is the bit I love. I love the count and I love the balancing at the end, and I love phoning that in and saying, this is how many people voted here today. Anyway, into there for the count.
You have trust in the process?
I certainly have trust in the actual process of elections.
It's important to have that trust. If you don't have that, then you haven't really got a vote.
I trust that it's done fairly.
The votes are all tallied, accordingly, and there isn't some sort of loss of votes. I guess if you lose confidence in the process, you lose confidence in the leaders.
Come 6 o'clock, it's all hands on.
Now we're balancing, your starting total. You know what you've got left because you're going to count that, and then whatever's in the box should be the difference.
All right, all hands on deck here, and all you're doing is unfolding. Totally empty? Yes. Oh, and the scrutineers aren't allowed to touch any papers. Grace? Yep. Totally empty? Yes. We're taking this bottom seal off and just checking that no paper sort of slipped in between. No. Still totally empty, so that was good. Those aside. So this is our decks, 075953. Yep.
Thank you.
The deck issuing officers, they're balancing, and when they balance, Sue will be packaging for me, and Phil will come over here and help.
I've opened the ballot box, so these are all the envelopes that are in the ballot box. I'm just counting how many envelopes we've got for each district.
53 have been issued. We've got 53 envelopes.
Sorting the ballot papers into first preferential voters, so who they voted for first, so that you can see all those that voted her number one are all in one pile. Got another one for the third candidate down. They seem to be the two favourites.
When all of them have been counted, then I'll start to reconcile. But there's no point me just sitting there at the moment. I'm better off doing some work here. I will just go to the one. Yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, see? In the wrong spot. You immediately pick it up because your eye is just trained there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scrutineers, they're part of the team, even though they're not part of WAEC, but they are part of the whole electoral team. Having them there is a great confidence for the public to know that the election is running according to procedure.
Can I make it challenge?
Which one? This one?
No, this one.
This one?
Yeah.
That one? Okay, don't touch, don't touch. It's all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To me, looks like a quick 6. So as far as I'm concerned, I'll take that as accepted. So I'm just writing accepted on the back. If that gets challenged again at the count centre, they will have a look at that, turn it to the back and say, well, it's been challenged once, let's have a good look at this one to see what's happened.
There's just two numbers that I have no idea. It's that one and this one.
Very shaky hands. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are clear. And as long as you've got that many numbered, you assume the last one is 6, okay? So I would pass that. If the intent of the elector is clear, then we generally try and have it as a formal vote.
It's got a smiley face on it. Can you do that?
Yes, as long as it doesn't identify the voter, that's fine. It was challenged by the scrutineer. The numbers are quite clear, but when this person changed that from a scribble to a 6, they've initialled it. And once it's initialled, the elector can be identified. That then becomes informal, and I've written reject on the back because it was challenged by scrutineer.
ABC?
ABC is fine, as long as the intent is quite clear. Okay guys, it's been almost an hour and they'd expect the first count to be in pretty soon, so we need to get things moving.
46 has been done, PP 56 and 57 have been done. Okay, take it away.
These are now the count cards for the particular candidates. This one is for Brown. But they're all in piles of 50, except if they've got a little tag. So 50 plus 35, that would give him 85. And Wilson?
Wilson, 454.
Now I'm going to count the number of first preferential votes. Balance. Let's add it up. Hello, it's Mary Petru, Scarborough Uniting Church, with my first preference count for Louise. Total votes counted is 1,187. Yep, terrific. Thank you. Bye. Bye. We're doing the notional distribution now. If you could then just go and start unfolding those other papers over there. I'm looking at Brown's ballot papers. Brown is out of the race. There's no way that Brown can win. So we're looking at who he has given his preferential votes to. And we're looking at Jones and Wilson. In this pile, it's Wilson. In this pile, it's Jones. Because then those votes will go towards Jones or Wilson. 19 plus 19 plus 2 is 66. Where have we gone wrong? Still haven't got the same numbers. It's It's easy to get two papers stuck together. It's human error. People are tired. It's nothing too dramatic. It'll just get fixed. I'll grab Sue. Fast counter. Just one quick count, Sue.
Oh, here we go. We're looking for this guy Wilson, and these are in this pile, so it's obviously wrong.
This 10. 10, terrific.
Just doing a double count.
It's balanced. Was it all good? Okay. And that's it. Jones, 622. Wilson, 522. Total, 1,155. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And I hope I'll see you in 4 years' time.
This is the Legislative Council, right? So you can fill in one on that side or the whole lot on that side, which this person's done on this one.
What's left to do now is just to add those papers. Walker, Serena.
Serena Walker 1, Carly Harris 3, Minta Thomas, we have 9.
Well, we've finished the count. I'm going to make the final call into Louise, and then it's basically packing everything up and taking everything to Louise's. I've had 5 first-timers, and for that we've done pretty well. So I know they're tired. We're all tired. Oh, hello. It's Mary Petrus, Scarborough Uniting Church, just calling in the Legislative Council count for Louise. Okay? All right. Stability Party, 446. United People's Party, 462. Done. Now we can start packing up.
Once it's all packed up, it gets back to WAEC head office.
I'm very pleased with what's behind me. It means that the day has come to an end. Along here are all the materials that I need to return to the returning officer. If that's well packed, as I think it is, then that makes Louise's job easier and more efficient. Thank you. We've come to the end, nearly to the end. We've done a sterling job with everything, so thank you very much. Ciao. Well done. And thank... Oh. Bye. There we go. I like to try and leave everything as close as possible to the way I found it. I am ready. I'm starting to feel the tight old bones now.
Polling place managers all bring their materials back to me. I sit down with the polling place managers, make sure they're balanced. I check they've got all their staff sheets and make sure that the electoral rolls are in order and all of that. And then when I'm happy, they get ticked off and they can go home.
This is like getting your final exam result. This is where it's either I've passed or not.
If Mary doesn't balance, she will have to try and sort out where she went wrong. Near enough isn't good enough. If every polling place was near enough and was out by a few votes, that's enough to swing an election. Near enough, it can't be done. It's got to be as perfect as we can possibly make it. It's looking good so far.
Good. I hope so. Mentally, I've finished now.
Okay, that one looks great.
Okay, you can go home now. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's me done. I've finished. All that preparation has paid off, and thanks, Louise, for your support as well. But yeah, I'm done, and I've loved every minute of it. I keep saying that, but I do. I love it. I love the whole. Is this the first election you've worked at, or have you worked at others before? Have you read your manual?
An election is like a wedding. It's a really big event. The electors, the parties, nationwide media are all hanging out for those results.
Lots of diggers died for our right to have this vote today. You're not allowed to leave the premises. Once you're there, you're not allowed to leave. Can you please be there by 7 o'clock?
12 in the morning.
7 o'clock in the morning. Tyler, have you got your letter of confirmation? They're the people that are going to make it happen, one way or the other. They're either going to make it or break it.
The importance of the freeness and the fairness is that your vote actually counts.
Well, I guess if you lose confidence in the process, you lose confidence in the leaders.
If we make errors on the day, then only a Supreme Court can correct that error. Every polling place official is a critical part of the democracy of Western Australia.
We do live in a democracy, it's a representative democracy. This is important.
I want you to enjoy the day, but it is serious at the same time. We're going to elect a government. You must ask the 3 questions. It's a legal requirement. Okay, here we go.
When you open that door at 8 o'clock, there'll be a queue of people. And from that moment on, you're going to be under the pump.
Have you cast an early vote for this election?
What's your full name?
And your address?
Those 3 questions are paramount. It's where the elector actually makes a public declaration.
Do you want to run down the line and just see if there's any elderly people that might need to come through on Zimmer frames or something?
So if you just go to a vacant hall.
This day is full on. You've got to be really meticulous. It's busy, so you've got to be on the ball.
I'm doing the staff assessment and that goes through to the commission. Tyler was one that I thought would be quite timid, but she's a little pocket rocket. I would certainly be more than happy to have her on my staff next time.
If you're unsure about something, ask questions because everyone around you is here to help and we're all in the same boat.
I just like numbers. That's it. I love it.
She definitely wants everything done the right way, but she's not scaring us into doing our job. She's just telling us what to do, and if we have any problems, we can just tell her and it's all good.
It's easy when your staff are doing a good job.
Whether it's the looks on the staff face, the way in which people are greeted and treated as they come in to vote, you know whether it's a well-managed, well-operated polling place.
We're closing the doors.
Now we're balancing, you know, your starting total. You know what you've got left, because you're going to count that. And then whatever's in the box should be the difference.
Sorting the ballot papers into first preferential voters, so that all those that voted her number 1 are all in one pile.
I will just go to the 1. Yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The scrutineers, they're part of the team. Having them there is a great confidence for the public.
Come on, John. It's got a smiley face on it. Can you do that?
Yes, as long as it doesn't identify the voter. That was challenged by the scrutineer. When this person changed that from a scribble to a 6, they've initialled it, and I've written reject.
It's all about getting the balance right between speed and accuracy. We want the results to not be open to challenge. We also want it to be fast.
46, has been TP 56. Take it away.
Total votes counted is 1,187. Where have we gone wrong? Still the same number. It's human error. People are tired. It'll just get fixed.
Oh, here we go.
This 10. 10? Terrific. It's balanced. Jones, 622. Stability Party, 406. Cynthia White, 3. We've done a sterling job with everything. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's been a long day for 8,000 of us. An important day, critical to the democracy of the state.
I'll see you in 4 years' time.
Thank you and well done.
Jane Sanders. I'm the Manager of Enrolment at the WA Electoral Commission. We're using computers in some polling places where we have high numbers of absent votes, and in some circumstances we're using them as a trial for all votes. We've deliberately designed them to be very easy to use, but just to give you a degree of confidence, I'm going to lead you through the process. First of all, you need to break off these tabs, the security tabs that are on them, which you just... Inside the box, the first tray contains all of the cables. And you will have some seals to reseal the box when you're returning it, because this does contain a roll, so it's very important they come back as a normal roll would. You do need to keep all of the components of this box, because you need to repack it in the same way to send it back to the Electoral Commission at the end of polling day. Underneath the tray is the first netbook. You may have one, or you may have a second one that you can see underneath. Once you have everything out, you can replace the components into the box. It's a good idea to keep them in order, because you will have to repack this and send it back in the same order at the end of polling day. Just put it all back together for secure storage until you need to repack it. Next, I'll show you how to connect the cables to the netbook and get it set up. First of all, take your power pack, which is the one with the square box. If there's any excess cable, move it back towards the wall so that it's out of the way. This does matter because it's an occupational health and safety issue. People can trip over this and injure themselves. The security cable. To connect the lock, set the combination, which will be given to you in your paperwork. Pull out the side opposite the lock, and that releases it. Remember to just change the combinations, and that is now securely connected. Open the lid. The power key's in the middle. You will see the lights at the front start to work, which tells you the power's connected. It will take a couple of minutes to power up, so just wait patiently. So the first screen we come to is a generic password. You'll be given the generic password in the paperwork that comes out with the netbooks and with your manuals. If you're an absent issuing officer, it'll give you the roles you need for absent issuing. If you're an ordinary issuing officer, it'll give you the role you need for the ordinary issuing. And you just type it in and press the enter key. The second screen is the usernames that will be issued to you. Type in your username, press the tab, type in your password, press the tab key to go to login and press enter. The function keys you'll use are all listed up here. These are the only ones that operate in this system. The one you'll use most is F2 search, which takes you to a search screen. So when you're looking up an elector, press F2 and you'll go straight to the search screen. You do need to fill in the surname field and at least some of the given names before you can search, or you can also add the street and the suburb if you want to be more precise. Press enter and it will give you all of the people with that combination of names. You can press the tab key to go down to your list till you get to the elector you're looking for. If you go past, use the up or down arrow keys to go backwards. And when you have the elector, it will have a blue box around it. Just press the enter key to record the vote. The next screen will give you the name again so you can confirm you've got the correct person. If it's incorrect, continue to press tab to get to the cancel button. If it's correct, press the tab key again till the record button goes green and press enter. You'll get a message saying that they've successfully been marked off and to issue a ballot paper. Press enter and you'll return to your search screen. If it's a different name for the next search, press F2 and it takes you to your search screen again. That's really it. The only other things you need to do is at the end of the day, copy down a couple of figures. If you press the F8 key, it brings up an end of day report. The figures on that need to be copied onto one of your reporting forms, and the number here needs to be recorded on the same form so that we know which netbox those figures relate to. And for operations, that's all you need to know. When you finish at the end of the day, to exit the system, press the F9 function key. It'll take you back to your log-on screen. Once you're there, press the button in the middle up here. That'll take you back to a shutdown screen, and you press enter to select shutdown. This is probably easier to use than a manual roll book, and far, far quicker. It's finished.